We are at Mammoth Lakes, California, where we decided to stay at the Mammoth Mountain RV Park. We're here at the Mammoth Lakes Welcome Center in the Inyo National Forest. There's all kinds of things for you to check out inside the Welcome Center. Be careful of forest fires. Well, if you ask me, it's too cold to burn. California is all about the mining. That's where the big bucks were. This old structure was built in 1914 as a saloon up in Mammoth area. A third grade class found it. It was in disrepair, of course, and it was disassembled and reassembled and brought to this area. You never know as a teacher what you're going to find when you take your class out on an excursion.
Nikita's looking for coyotes out here.
So on our adventure today at Mammoth Lakes, we're going to take you to a geological wonder. We're at the top of the Hot Creek, but Nikita and I are going to take you a little bit closer. She wants to go visit.
I want to go in the water, Mom.
No. This water is so hot that you're not allowed to go inside.
It'll change temperatures instantly and burn you to a crisp.
Actually, we are standing at the bottom of a volcanic basin. So the water from the Sierra Nevada filters down through cracks in the earth crust and becomes heated by the magma. There's springs boiling up all over this creek, and you might even see an occasional geyser. But this is dramatic evidence of the fiery past.
And the fiery future.
It's hard to believe we were in 107-degree weather just a few days ago. Yesterday. And within a few hours drive, we're sitting here in 50 degrees. We could just camp right here. We have snow-covered mountains. We have picnic tables. We have a hot creek we can't get into. However, there's absolutely no camping here. So day use only, a little bit of a hike, and we'll get going back to our campground. If you're not self-contained like we are, there are several vault toilets here in case you need them. This is a pet-friendly area as long as your dog is on a leash. You can take them along with you. And Nikita is ready to explore. Nikita, you ready to go down to the creek? You can see all the different colors of the creek from the lava. Be sure not to lean on the rail. It might just give way with you. They say the water is scalding hot, and I'm certainly not going to test it. Straight ahead, you can see the water coming up and bubbling. They say you'll never know when you're going to discover that. You can hear it bubbling. You might not be able to hear it. It's pretty windy today.
You're going to cast it down.
At Hot Creek, they have a wild trout area. Believe it or not, you can fish down here. There's some interesting rock formation here on the bank as well. I feel like I'm looking at a postcard. Just stunning. So we were at the top of that hill somewhere. I think over to the left a little bit. That's where Fred, Nikita, and I sat. Here's a little area of what it looks like when it's dried up. There are little pockets of water. Be careful when you're walking the trail. The paths are very manageable here. Pretty easy to walk on. There are 5 or 6 hot springs around the area that you can visit and go swimming in. We're not gonna check those out this time, but just FYI, they are available. That's a pretty rock formation across the creek. It almost looks like a little place you can curl up and read a book in. Reminds me a little bit of Yellowstone. And if you take a big whiff, it stinks. Of course, some of the creek is cool, but because it's so unstable, you never know when a hazardous geological hot spring is going to pop up in this creek. Of course, it says danger, scalding water, unstable ground, keep out. Creek closed beyond this point. You can see the steam rolling off right there. There's some people down there sticking their hands in the river, and it's not that you won't feel warm, but even as I walked up there, you can see how quickly little bubbles pop up and it starts generating the heat, and you just never know when it's going to start getting really, really hot. It's really prettier from the top. You can't really see the colors from down at the bottom. We're in Mammoth, California at the Mammoth Mountain RV Park, close to the Mammoth Ski Resort. We're right across the street from the Mammoth Visitor Center Ranger Station for Mammoth Lakes and Inyo National Forest. Once you enter the park, you're going to pull up straight ahead and stop at the stop sign. Go into the office and pick up your packet. Towards the front entrance, there's an asphalt bike and dog walk. There are doggy walk bags here in case you forgot yours. They assign sites here, and you'll be given a key card to get into the buildings. Your Mammoth Mountain RV Park key card. You'll return it when you're leaving. There's a little white box outside the office, so you can just drop it in right there. Check with the office to see about filling up your propane cylinders. This is a great campground if you're looking for camping, not an RV resort, and the location is amazing. I talked to the owner in the office for a few minutes. This is a family-owned campground and has been in the family for over 40 years. Looks like there's a camp host on site, site number 226. If the office is closed, you can always check with the camp host. Be sure to take a walk around the campground. There's some beautiful sights. Inside the office, there's a camp store. You can look over where you check in and pick out what you need. If you've left something behind, you can get ice or wood. It's always nice to know you can pick up something and not have to go to town. Beside the office is the pool and spa. Use your key card to get in. The pool and spa is inside. I don't know about you, but it fogs up my glasses. It's a nice size hot tub. Not sure if Fred and I'll come in and do a report. It's really stuffy in here. I probably won't go in. I'm not a big fan of inside pools or spas. I need the big fresh air. It's like a sauna in here. You might like it. I did a hand test and it's pretty warm. There are bears in this area. They have been known to come through the campground. I hope this is the only bear that Fred and I see while we're here. If you like horseshoes, they have a couple of pits here. You can check in with the office to get your horseshoes. As we travel from state to state, even county to county, it's interesting to discover what they call the different buildings. Here at Mammoth Lakes, this is called your camp house. At your camp house, there's little gates to the entryway, so you have to open them and shut them. I don't know if it's to keep the kids out or the bears. What do you think? The camp house is not a clubhouse, but it is housing for the employees. There's a metal playground here, but I think the pine trees will keep the metal pretty cool. There's a portable basketball hoop beside the playground. Reminds me of my childhood days when I could come out when I was that little and play by myself. You don't find that too often. Your dump station is up by the office. Only paying customers can use this dump station. There are only 2 bath houses on the property. One is by the dump station. It's very similar to the one beside us. However, we have the laundromat in ours, so that's the one I'll show you. There are over 20 tent sites in the campground. This campground is open year-round. They have what they call bare food canisters. You can leave your food in these when you're gone, but do not put your trash inside. There are several fire extinguishers throughout the campground. There's a lot of fishing going on in this area. They have a fish cleaning area for you, as well as a sink to wash your dishes. This place also has restrooms and showers. There are several containers for your household trash. They do have a lock on them because there are many bears in this area. On the map, it shows RV storage. I'm not sure if that's still available. There's spots here, but no RVs. So definitely I would check with the office. I'm not sure who would want to store their RV in Mammoth Lakes, but you never know. There are over 40 some full hookup sites here. They are definitely in the woods. Beautiful location. There are 2 cabins, C1 and C2, nestled amongst the huge pine trees here. The facility next to us has a laundromat, showers, and restrooms. Of course, all your main rooms, you have to use your Mammoth Mountain RV Park Pass to get in. There are 4 washing machines here. The big washing machines are $3. All your washers take quarters only. I know you love the sound of the washing machine. Your smaller washing machines are $2.50. There are 6 dryers in here. They are $2 each. In the center of the room, you have a bright, colorful green folding table. If you forgot your soap, bleach, or softener, you can purchase that in the machine at the laundry room. There are 3 showers in here. One is handicapped accessible, has a standard shower head. I know that makes it a little bit harder, especially if you're in a wheelchair to get all the body parts washed up. Of course, your regular shower area is just a bit smaller. It has a standard shower head. There's a little changing station in here if you need it. There are 6 sinks with a big, large mirror. There are 5 toilet stalls. One is handicap accessible. My favorite campsites are the ones down in the woods, the full hookups, of course. However, if you want just 30 amp water and electric only, you will be placed on asphalt and you may be backed in or parallel parked. We are at site 85 and backed up against a few pine trees. The sites come with picnic tables. We have a little rock fire pit. I'm really hoping to put this to use as it's a little nippy here, but it's also terribly windy. So we'll see if the wind dies down.
All right, it's time for the Mammoth Mountain Cellular Service Report. Well, up here in the mountains, Verizon is really doing the job. 74.1 megabits per second down and 15.8 megabits per second up. Not bad. Then we have AT&T at 20.6 megabytes per second down and 11.8 megabytes per second up. Not bad either. And T-Mobile even showed up at 12.2 megabits per second down and 0.25 megabits per second up. Wouldn't upload any video with that one. But it's a beautiful little forest on a beautiful little mountain. We really enjoyed our time here, and I'm sure we'll be back. We'll talk to you next time.